So I got my corned beef. I am going to cut it open. And we are going to put it into our slow cooker. Now, we're going to take our seasoning packet out. We're going to flip it over so the fat side is up. Getting all the nasty stuff off the package. Slimy. And then you're going to sprinkle your seasoning over it. I wish they would give you more than just this packet of seasoning, because my family really enjoys the seasoning, and I would like to rub it like all over, but you can't. So you're just going to spread it out on the top. And if you're able to get the seasoning, I think they sell it in a bottle, but I didn't see it at my grocery store. So if you know the seasonings that makes the corned beef really good, let me know in the comments so I can just get the stuff separately and make it myself, because that would be awesome. Okay, now you're going to take 1 cup, well, technically 1 can of beef broth. You're going to put that in your slow cooker all the way around your roast. And then the next step is going to be, you're going to put it on your slow cooker base. You're going to set it on low, and you're going to let this bad boy go for 6 hours. Now the key with this, do not take off the lid. Don't peek as much as you want to. Don't lift that lid, because this is what happens. Every time you lift up that lid, you're losing time on cooking with this. So whatever you do, keep the lid on, okay? And I'll show you guys the next step. Alright guys, the next step is going to be your glazed baby carrots. So I have 2 bags, 1 pound each of carrots. You can put that in your bowl. This is a recipe that my dad taught me when he worked in the field. My dad was a master chef, so this is one of the dishes that they would make at the restaurant that he was at. Alright, our next step is going to be 2 tablespoons of melted butter and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. We're going to put that all over our carrots. Next will be a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Doesn't matter if it's dark or light, whatever you have on hand, wherever you can save, so that way you don't have to go out and buy extra ingredients. Sprinkle that all over. Alright, next is going to be garlic. We are going to add 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. Jar or fresh is fine. I prefer the jar because the mince and the flavor from it's really good. Next, we're going to add a tablespoon of dry parsley. Our next thing we're going to do is we're going to add 1/4 teaspoons of black pepper. Sprinkle that. And then our last thing we're going to do is we're going to add in a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And this recipe will be at the end of my video. So what we're going to do, we're going to give everything a nice toss in the butter. Get a bigger bowl than I did. I didn't do this right. I should have gotten a bigger bowl. But it's okay. Everything nice and coated. And the butter, don't worry about the excess of butter on the bottom. That's going to go onto your sheet pan next, so don't worry about that. That's supposed to be like that. Look how beautiful that is, guys. All right, now we're going to get our 9 by 13 baking dish. You're going to set the oven on 425, and then you're going to dump in, and then you're going to spread out. And it's okay if they're overlapping. It's not going to hurt anything. And then is what we're going to do is put this in our oven, and we are going to bake it for 15 minutes. After 10 minutes, you want to take it out, give it a nice toss, and put it in there for the last 5. And that's it, guys. Enjoy. All right, guys. Next is going to be our roasted potatoes. These are red potatoes. It's about 9 potatoes. You're going to cube them up and place them into your bowl. You're going to take 1 stick of melted butter and drizzle that all over your potatoes. You're going to add in a tablespoon of garlic. And then a tablespoon of Miss Dash Italian blend. And then you're going to give this a nice stir. Get everything nice and coated. Once again, if you're going to put this into your bowl, make sure your bowl is big enough to stir with. If not, you might want to do this in batches. And then we are going to lay this on a 9 by 13 baking sheet. Let's get all our pieces. Spread those out. Want to flip over to where your skin's on the sheet, because we want those nice and crispy. Okay, next is what you're going to do. You're going to preheat your oven for 400, and you're going to put them in for 30 to 35 minutes, and that's it, guys. Enjoy. Alright, guys, so now we are going to make the barbecue cabbage, and what we're going to do is that we are going to add a pound of diced up ham into our pan. And get that going. And you're going to cook the bacon until the bacon is done, and then you're going to drain it and put it to the side, and then we're going to make our onion mix next. Alright, guys, so as soon as this starts cooking pretty good, you want to add in your onion. This is a pound of bacon diced up, and then you're going to add in 1 onion diced up, and you're going to mix it all together. Just keep on tossing it until that bacon is done. And the onions are nicely done. And then you're going to drain it, put it to the side, and then we're going to add in our cabbage. And I'll show you the next step here in a minute. Alright, guys, the next step is going to be, you're going to get yourself a big enough pot so that way you can cook up all of your cabbage. I got some bacon grease, and I'm going to take about... 1, 2, 3, 4. About 4 teaspoons of the bacon fat. This is going to give the cabbage a lot of flavor, and it just brings the dish together too. And this is what we're going to do. I got 1 head of chopped up cabbage. I'm going to add that to my pot. And you're going to want to put this on medium high. Now, as you can tell, my pot is full. This is going to cook way, way, way down. Once it cooks all the way down, I will move on to the next step to show you the seasonings and the barbecue sauce that I'm using. And that's what you're going to want to do when you're cooking your cabbage. Move it around as much as you can. Get that bacon fat all over the cabbage, so that way everything gets a nice seasoning on it. And I'm going to go ahead and start seasoning my cabbage. So I got steak seasoning, Miss Dash. It doesn't have any salt, which is really nice. You don't want to add any extra salt to your cabbage because the salt is going to be in the bacon that we use, and then also the drippings from the bacon and the onion mix too. We're going to be putting into this once the cabbage cooks all the way down. Get that nice and coated, all the seasonings all over the cabbage, and then I'll move on to the next step. Alright guys, the next step, the final step, is going to be putting in your favorite barbecue sauce. I'm going to use a half of a bottle of this brand and this flavor. I'm going to put it in. It should be about half. Yep, that's about half. I'm going to give that a nice stir. Everything nice and coated. We're going to add in just a little bit more seasoning, like a steak seasoning. This side dish is so good, guys. Something different, you know? You don't hear that much about barbecue cabbage. I think it's more in Georgia than it is anywhere else in the United States. So, but this is so good. And that's it, guys. You're all done. And there you have it. Barbecue cabbage. Alright, guys. It's time to slice this baby up. It's cutting really nice.